So here we are, my friends, election time, and Trump is going out there and making promises about how tariffs are going to make your life better, how he's going to close the border in a minute, just as soon as he gets there, boom, and he's going to do all these things. Last time he was promising that the wall was going to be up, and I have to remind people, humans, and especially I think people that have been in the military will be able to see this. Remember when you used to come back from a mission or you used to come back from being at sea for a while and you found that pretty girl just, hey, she would tell you, hey, you want to go and have fun? You want to go and party? And right away you would be like, well, yeah, of course. And what would happen is that a lot of sailors would get mugged, a lot of sailors would get beat up, and some sailors found out that after the party they had to pay the girl. So this is kind of what's happening with Trump. A lot of people are just looking at what he's promising. We're going to win, win, win. Well, how exactly are you going to win? Give me the details. And it seems to me that the same thing is happening. He's offering something that you want. Oh, because in reality, people that don't like immigrants, oh, yeah, let's get rid of the immigrants. Of course, they don't understand what the economic impact of getting rid of all immigrants would be. Uh, People that would like to have lower prices. I'm going to give you lower prices. Oh, really? How exactly are you going to do it? It has been proven that tariffs do not bring down prices, but everybody is willing to believe him because he promises other things that you like. But he also doesn't have a pathway for that. See, that's the problem. How is he going to, round up 10 million immigrants and they're just going to be immigrants, right? No, there's going to be a lot of Hispanics, a lot of people that look like you and me that are American citizens that will be included in there because there is no logistics. It's like the first time that he was in the presidency, we had COVID, and everybody and their grandmother got a check. If you were working, you got a check. If you were not working, you got a check. People that were working should not have gotten a check because logistics should have said, hey, this person is still working, they're still getting paid, so no, we're not going to give them a check. That would have eliminated at least 25 to 30% of the checks that were given out. And those checks could have been used for people that actually needed the money, thus minimizing inflation. Because what happened is that, hey, during that time, if you were working and you were getting a check, well, guess what? You got more money. And that more money, corporations understood there's more money floating around, let's increase prices. People will buy because people have money. We know that. So Trump has shown us time and time and again that he is unorganized and in essentially unable to do a logistical move towards any objective. And I don't understand why there are people, MAGA people especially, that have this emotional tie. And in a way I get it. You got this emotional tie because he promises, I'm going to get rid of the immigrants. That's the biggest thing. I mean, everything else, and that's a fear that if you are MAGA, you have to understand. Are you willing to pay higher prices? Do you want to pay higher prices? If you do, okay, then vote for Trump. But don't come around and say, oh, well, I didn't know, because the man will increase everything that you have to buy in price. Uh, I'm not sure about gasoline, but I do know that every imported good has some ties, or every good that you buy in reality, electronics, computers, food, everything has a tie to two things: immigrants and other countries. And if you increase the price for, you put tariffs on goods coming in, the price of everything that is made in America will have to go up. If you get rid of immigrants, uh, you're not going to have cheap labor to pick up fruit, to pick up vegetables, uh, and thus the price of the food that you buy at the supermarket and whatnot, that price will go up, because if they happen to get labor, they're going to have to get American citizens to do it. And I'll tell you what, this this uh, this job of picking fruit and whatnot is not easy. It's backbreaking labor. Most American citizens would be claiming some kind of pain and whatnot, and they would go into workman's comp. So all of these things you have to understand. It's Trump is kind of that girl, that offers herself at night and says, "Come here, I'll take you to party." But then once you arrive, either you're gonna get mugged, or you're gonna have to pay a price you did not expect. So let's be smart, people. I mean, I understand your hatred for immigrants and for people who look like me, but don't shoot yourselves in the foot. It's not necessary. There's already, the borders are not open. If they were open, I would have a lot of my family here, but they're not. Okay, borders are not open. And if anybody thinks they are, I dare them to go to Mexico, leave their identification papers here and whatnot, and show me where they're open. How is it that you are supposedly able to just walk on through? Show me that. Come on. I mean, you come in, you turn yourself into immigration, they take your data, and from then the problem that needs to be solved is we need to have more judges, so this process goes on faster, so we can determine quickly whether that person is going to stay or is going to go. Once that's determined, that person cannot just walk over. Okay, there is no place where people can just walk on over. Okay, and you know consider changing your idea, or actually looking at the idea of immigrants, because even though you don't like it, the fact is that the economy would essentially tank if you got rid of 20 million immigrants who are working. Because, see, that's the problem. Trump does not tell you that the majority of these immigrants are working people. They're not getting food stamps. There may be a few that get away with it for a little while, but the majority do not. The majority have to work their asses off in order to be able to stay here. Sometimes they work two and three jobs, things that I did only for a little while, and hey, I'm not going to do it again. But understand, you got to think when somebody promises you something, they say if it's too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true. And Trump is promising, making midnight promises to drunken sailors, and you guys are falling for it. And I hope that there's enough of us that will vote for Kamala Harris.